First timers. Come on up, come on. Let's introduce yourselves. Just 10 seconds, say what's your name and what do you do so people know you. No one? Okay, come on. Come on. That's kind of the big idea here. Just say your name, what do you do? Come on. Don't be shy. No? First timers. First time joiners. Yeah, exactly. It's the most of us. Come on. No? First timers. First time joiners. Any more? No? Okay. Yeah. Come on. Yes. Guys, first timers, anyone more? Okay, we'll kick off. So, this is how it goes. I'm gonna pass the mic, just pass it along. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. What do you do? What's your name? What do you want to get out of this community? It's a Friday just before the holidays, just before the holidays, so it's quite slow today. We have fun tonight, and keep on coming next week. Starting with you.
We're going to start from the middle. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. Hello. My name is Stattelman. I'm a data analyst. I'm from Swaziland. Anybody know Swaziland? Eswatini, brilliant, that's it. So either remember Swaziland or Eswatini. I think that's it. Put value ahead. Cheers.
Hi everyone, I'm Tina. I'm part of a Swedish family office and we are mostly interested in technology. And I'm here to basically understand how the community of entrepreneurs looks like here. I'm very curious, I'm very open, so if you want to talk to me, I'm from the trenches, had my own IT startup one day, had my showbiz startup one day, so I've been through everything, ups and downs, so I understand. So if you want to talk to me, if you want to introduce yourself to me, I'm very, very open. I'm hoping to contribute to the community and hoping to learn from all of you.
Hello everyone, my name is Hugo Mossania. I'm the co-founder of a new venture fund based in Dubai, investing in applied AI startups. That's new, but in other episode of my life I've been an entrepreneur, so I do it my own startup. So if you are a co-founder or a founder, I know your pain. So we can also discuss about that. And what I expect from this evening is really to meet other investors, meeting also startups, and meeting everyone in the ecosystem for this evening. So happy to connect. So again, Hugo.
Hello everybody, my name is Anna. I recently ended a job in TI, Technology Innovation Institute, which everybody knows because it's part of Falcon. And I was there for about 3 years, and before that I worked in the United States in a company called Simon Property Group. It's more about retail, the largest small company in the world. And I would like to meet people who is in that industry, which is the industry that I would like to go back. I'm from Colombia, I grew up in the United States, and I look forward to meeting you all. Nice to meet you.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Yasmin, and I've been in Dubai for around 10 years. and I am part of a larger pharmaceutical and business and medical device company. So if anyone wants to talk about healthcare, pharmaceuticals, even the implementation of AI and digital technology, I'm completely open. And a pleasure to talk to all of you today. And I'm just here to network and connect with everyone. Pleasure. Yasmin.
Hi, my name is Masanya, and I'm a student here at Dubai College. I'm interested in aerospace engineering and space in general, so here to connect with people and see if anybody's sharing the same passions as me.
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah. I'm from Ethiopia. I've been in Dubai for about 8 years now. I'm a project manager. My background is IT and exhibition and events. So I'm looking to network and talk more about IT and project management. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kuzai. I'm from Zimbabwe. Recently relocated to Dubai, so I'm looking to network. I am a project manager who specializes in business developments, and I'm here to network and just meet new people.
Hi, my name is Gigi. I have a digital marketing agency in Dubai. I've been here for 4 years now. My company is called Not an Agency, so I'm just here to connect, network, and meet new people. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Faryad. I am a low CRM developer. I am from Pakistan and recently been here in Dubai and first time here. I'm looking for to connect people. If you have any ideas, I see a lot of entrepreneurs here, so I'm already started to think of my own startup. So basically, if anybody wants to connect, can we talk? Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Zebo and I'm the ecosystem builder. I am the chief organizer of TEDx in Singapore. I also brought Slash from Finland to Middle East about 1 year ago. And recently I was in China for 4 months where I built the VC/entrepreneurship community. That's one hat that I wear. The second hat is I recently moved to Dubai because I'm working with Antler in their portfolio team. And Antler is a day zero investor for those of you who doesn't know. And the third hat that I wear is the founder hat. I have my own company, it's called Prepare, and we help students to navigate complex admissions process. If you yourself or you have children who want to understand how the college admission space works from a very young age, I'm happy to help. Nice to meet everyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Zishan. I have over a decade of experience in the data and AI industry. I build large-scale data solutions. Sorry.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah. Okay, start off from the top.
I forgot my name. I'm Zishan. I've worked for a decade in the industry of data and AI and analytics. So I've worked extensively in the different domains of e-commerce, mobility, retail. Currently I'm working with an organization called Calo, which is a healthy food delivery application. So subscription meal plans, and I've built their data warehouse implementation from the ground up. And yeah, basically I have my own startup as well, where I can provide like consultation and software as service solutions to different people around data and AI. And yeah, I mean, if you have any questions or any queries about data, data strategies, data warehouse implementations, things like those for your own startups or just anything, feel free to hit me up. And also like Gen AI all the time. Right, looking forward to connect with you all. And basically that's it. Thank you.
Hey guys, good evening. My name is Mohammed Naufal and I work for one of the Big Fours. Also, I'm a master's student here. I'm doing my master's in specializing in business innovation and entrepreneurship. And an interesting fact about me, I lead a youth entrepreneur entrepreneurship club community where we have 230 plus members in that community. So I'm excited to connect and network with all of you, and I'm here to explore the community and how it all works. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a good evening, guys.
Hey guys, this is Hitendra here. I have been, basically my background is that I've been working as a CTO. I've been in this industry for 25 odd years, working as a CTO for the largest media group and other companies. Since last 6 years, I have been in the startup space. Okay, I'm heading my own startup called Oxymtech, where we kind of help companies or fellow startups with their technology strategy, business strategy, and wherever we can be assisting or we can be helpful, please feel free to connect. And I'm here to kind of meet few more people, like-minded people, and see how we can take it further. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sumaya. I am Zeki Egyptian and I moved to Dubai since around 3 years now. I'm afraid of telling you that I am working in real estate, so all of you will remember a cold call came in the wrong time and bothered him. But believe in me, I don't do that at all, okay? I am working as a relationship manager for a real estate development company called Orange Life Real Estate. And we have a lot of amazing projects here in Dubai, but of course I'm not here today to discuss work. I am here today actually to have fun, making a new connections, discover like a new culture from having conversations with all of you, and making like a new network of friends. That's it. Thank you.
Sorry, it's my first time doing this. So my name is Ashifar Hadi. I'm from Oman. I am the owner of Foxcode. It's a creative tech company. We are building custom solutions and specialized in UI UX. So I'm here to expand my business here in UAE and to network.
Hi guys, my name is Amir Raza. Hey. So I came here because I've kind of heard about 2469 from a lot of people since I moved here 2 weeks ago. I also had a pleasure of meeting Mr. The person behind. Sorry?
What's his name?
Jamil. Yeah, so heard a lot about you guys, and looking forward to kind of seeing some of the diversity here. Yeah, kind of excited. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Sheeshak. I'm a part of Insights at Saudi-based financial advisory group. So I walked into this place and I saw a lot of people and thought it's a big developed community, but later on I realized that everyone is first time here, almost everyone. But so we are looking for investable businesses in this region, particularly the space of oil and gas and technology, even something in the field of real estate would be. But we are open to hear other suggestions as well. So we have a pool of investors in the GCC region which help us invest in the right kind of technology. We are running some financial incubator programs for some free zones here, as well as we are working with about 20 embassies from different countries, bringing businesses from different regions into this region, alongside finding them investing partners. So anyone if interested, just reach out to me. Thank you.
Good evening everyone. My name is Sudhir. I heard about this community from my friend Makbul, and was looking forward to come here last week, but this is the first time. I'm glad I'm here. I work as a product manager for a firm called Dinar Standard. We are a US-based firm. We are into research and advisory. I am currently, I just got promoted to a role of product manager of Salam Gateway. It's a B2B Islamic economy news portal. It's like the Financial Times of the Islamic economy. We cover news for 57 Muslim countries, which is the OIC countries. And looking forward to connecting with like-minded people. Thank you.
Usually, sorry, I need a little bit more prep time before I appear in public. But my name is Mish. I just joined Bellman Media, and looking forward to getting to know all of you guys. So, thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Shaima, and I'm originally from Afghanistan and grown up in Germany. And I studied, went there, and spent my whole life there. and used to work for the last 12 years for Mercedes-Benz company, and holder of computer engineering degree, and I was running the various projects and working in various departments. But the last one which I was working was on data platform and analytics for the entire Mercedes-Benz. And after 12 years, I was deciding to work for a startup company. And the last 1.5 years, I was here running as a COO for a Russian startup company, which was for logistics sectors and providing autonomous driving solutions and fuel economy systems. And decided after 1.5 years to run my own business. So I started since 2 weeks ago my entrepreneurship life, and looking for customers. What I'm doing there is providing AI adoption readiness for companies, small size, medium, and helping them through agile excellence to get it, and supporting females in leadership development. And Jamil, thank you for having me tonight here.
Okay, my name is Valerie. I'm here for the first time. I'm working in a startup. This is PropTech startup. We're building a social network platform for real estate players to connect them. So this is only professional networks for real estate brokers, like to close their deal faster. So what I'm doing there, I'm basically doing a bit of everything. So I'm like unique puzzle, which like continue doing, like helping to grow this business, and they like it. In Dubai, I'm for half of the year, so I'm still new to Dubai. I would like to have like some friends, and here my main goal, of course, is networking, because I like interesting people, hearing their stories, share experience, and for sure growing personally. So thank you guys.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Maslin and I am partner and founder of Platma.io, extreme no-code platform with AI tools like ChatGPT, where you can create your own application without any developers. Today evening I'm here to connect with interesting people, and I'm really happy to see you all. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. So, just for the first time, is because it's almost like half the room. So, the whole idea behind the community is that it's not really a business. This is something that we started like in February 2023. It kind of grew very fast. There are a lot of activities other than the meetup on Friday. The idea behind the community is just a way for entrepreneurs to collaborate, really bring the ecosystem together. There are a lot of investors that actually come and also look for deals here. A lot of people that join startups here. A lot of startups that validate their ideas here. So we have a few themes that we do in all the different chapters of the community. Dubai chapter is the first one and it's the biggest one. We got kind of an inactive one in Abu Dhabi, but we have a very active one, a couple of active ones in Saudi, as well as in the US. The US one, the one in Brooklyn, is extremely active, is almost as active as Dubai. And this whole thing is just done by the power of just people coming together and doing it. It's not really a business again, as I said. So my name is Jamil. Just to introduce myself to the new ones, so I'm a serial founder. I've started really long time ago. When I was 14. I had 9 exits, 24 startups, 9 exits only. The rest are all, you can assume, failed. You're right, failures. And 3 of the exits I had were unicorns. I'm a deep tech founder, so everything I do is around software-assisted material science and algorithmic development. That's kind of the area I have. Education-wise, I'm studied computer engineering and I studied satellite remote sensing, and that's kind of the area. My current company is called Ahoy, which I started in 2018. Ahoy is a deep tech company. What Ahoy does is all in spatial intelligence. We basically have a single layer tech stack. We don't have really a platform or an app. We are for developers. What we do is we have a reality large action model. It's not a chat, it's not an LLM. It's how systems can understand this physical reality and manipulate it. We have clients in 98 countries, Ahoy Group. We actually are in aviation, in automotive, OEM, in oil and gas, in police, ambulance, logistics, you name it. So a lot of people use Ahoy to work with it. I recently also started a deep tech fund to invest in deep tech startups, and it's called Actual.vc. You can check it out. And we have this beautiful community that we try to add value through. If you're here today, you're not a guest. You're already a part of it. You should try and see how can you contribute. What can you just take ownership? This is yours. Finish. You're here today. That's it. You're part of it. So there are 11,000 people in the GCC that actually are part of the community in and out. The themes and the nights we do range from pitch roasts. People usually on this side don't like it that much. It's very beneficial. We have some nights where we do idea lab. So I don't have a slide deck. I just have an idea to come, just speak about it, and see if the people kick it. Maybe I get some support. We got some people who just verbally mentioned their ideas and they got 40, 50K tickets and a co-founder. Sometimes happens, sometimes much worse than that. I've seen tears, yes, and unfortunately. And we got debates every now and then. We got guest speakers coming as well every now and then. We got nights where we do just normal pitches, and those nights typically are targeted because there are a lot of angels coming. The community helped startups in it. Last year raised $39 million in 2023. Again, it's not a business, there is no referral, there's nothing. So it's just about coming together and having that exposure. We do, after these meetups, go and socialize. There will be a place as well, I don't know, probably Queenie will tell you where. But yeah, typically we go just hang out somewhere. We used to do on some Fridays a masterclass program, but that will be shifted to days during the week. We bring people from the ecosystem to actually give masterclasses. This is a very open community. Anybody can actually come and express their opinions. We have a lot of contradictory opinions. And one of the things we're really big on is actually driving a change, especially in the crappy ecosystem that we are in. I really do believe we are not just a nascent ecosystem, but we have a lot of crap here, especially in how VC money is actually invested in which startups. So you can find a lot of great startups, especially in this community. They get a spotlight, but they don't get the money. Why? Well, the founders probably are not from a very expensive, degree, from Ivy Leagues, or didn't have a rich daddy or mommy, and probably not a male sometimes. But in many cases, founders are not being able to raise because they did not get picked. They didn't get picked by the HR of fucking Amazon or Uber or something. So if you're an investor and your qualification criteria is the HR person in Uber, you suck. I just tell you this right now. So consider it again, rethink it. That's bullshit criteria. And that is a big part of what we're trying to change about the ecosystem. There are a lot of great people, a lot of 0 to 1 moments, and enough with the copycats. Like we are reshuffling whatever happened anywhere else in this ecosystem and trying to just copy it and done. Sometimes it makes business sense, honestly. I'm not saying it's always bad, but we can't just do that. We need something. We need to look for outliers. Unless you want to have a 2x fund, if you're an investor, do that. Just stick to the safety of, the Kareem instead of Uber. Stick to the safety of food delivery. Whatever is DoorDash doing, another person comes and does here. That's basically what's happening and been happening for a while. So yes, we are not here just for laughs and gags. We're actually here to, network, know each other and all of that, but also to drive meaningful change. And again, I'm not always right. So if you think I'm stupid, you probably might be right. That's fine. I'll probably disagree with you in a lot of cases. Not always though. But for now, we will ask this amazing gentleman, the CTO of Falcon, to come in, and Adil, where is Adil? Oh, okay, sorry, no. I messed up the program. What do we have? We have this cool guy, Mina.
Yes.
He's gonna say something.
Hi everyone. So before I tell you who I am and why I'm here, I just want to tell you how I came to be here. So last weekend, we rented this exact room. We had an event and we were preparing the seatings for that event. There are 14 beanbags, big ones as you can see, and we were trying to put all those beanbags in the back and creating a seating where there is an island between and all of that. And then all of a sudden we found a small kid jumping inside the room, and no one knows who's that kid, but all of a sudden he's helping everyone and moving these large beanbags and all of that. And we started to look around, anyone knows this kid? And then it seems that this kid is very powerful. He went out, he brought the security, he's bringing this, he's bringing that, he's bossing people around. I was like, okay, definitely this guy is working in N5. And I started to think, shall I report child abuse? Shall I do this? I don't know. Is it legitimate? So I went to the guy, what's your name, young man? And he said, my name is Adam. Okay, thank you, Adam. Are you working here? He said, no. What are you doing? I'm helping you guys. Why? Because I thought you need help. That's it. And this inspired all of us because that's exactly what we're trying to do. This guy is Adam, and he appeared to be a son of Osama Shawi. I didn't know Osama, so he introduced me to his dad. I went to thank him. He's one of the business mentors here in the community. And I thanked him. Thank you so much for bringing up Adam this way. Please keep it up. And he asked me, what do you do? I do this, blah, blah, blah. And he said, okay, that seems nice. Why don't you come to our community and tell everyone what you're doing? So this is how I am here. So my name is Mina Nagy. I'm Egyptian. So where I'm coming from, Mina is a name for a guy, where else everywhere outside Egypt it's not. But let's put that aside. I'm leading a community called ImagoNation. I'll tell you a brief about it. Before I tell about you, I will tell you a brief about me. So I'm coming from a technology background. I've been in the tech industry for the last 22 years, whereby the last 10 years I'm working in Microsoft. I'm leading go-to-market for Azure cloud, as well as cybersecurity products. So I love technology, I'm leading the go-to-market there, it's all my passion. Besides that, I'm so passionate about the well-being. I know that this buzzword has been used and abused, as well as the work-life balance and all these buzzwords we try to come up with every year. But I'm a big advocate for wellness and humanity, as well as psychology. So I have masters in a firm in psychology called positive psychology, and I also I'm interested to study more about addictions. And addictions are not just substances, it can be work addiction, it can be relationship addictions, it can be anything that you're out of control of. Yeah, that's it. So, I've been here in Dubai for the last 11 years, all of it in Microsoft. I enjoy what I do, but I felt that there is something missing for me. And when I started to search, I was surprised to know that we have a high rate of depression and anxiety, PTSD. And PTSD is post-stress traumatic disorder. And whenever I talked with anyone about this, they were laughing. You guys in Dubai, you're having depression, you're having an anxiety. What can we do back home? But the report says out of 4 people, 1 of them is struggling from depression and anxiety. It's a serious thing. And how are we tackling this? We're here so much into a big company, we're working, all about work, and life is all about weekend, and then someone cleans the house in between. That's the cycle of usually what we do. So we are introduced with the pursuit of happiness. So what do? You need to seek happiness. And that happiness comes in different ways. Some of it can be a nice party, some of it can be a nice drink, some of it can be a nice job, some of it can be a nice car, a nice place. However, I was again surprised to know that, ironically enough, the paradox that whoever is seeking happiness as a goal are actually the highest number of depressed people. And this was a big kind of paradox moment for me. How come? So, this gentleman is an amazing guy. I urge you to look for his books. He is the godfather of alignment psychology called positive psychology. Positive psychology has nothing to do with energy, has nothing to do with anything fluffy. No. Positive psychology is a science that is meant to study what makes people thrive. It's a science. It's alignment psychology. And this is the godfather of that piece. And he has beautiful books that I urge you to look at. So what he did is that they studied over the last 25 years about what makes a meaningful life. We talk a lot about meaningful life, but he talked about what does it really means. And he came with 4 main things that we believe that we need them to have a meaningful life. So we need to shift from a pursuit of happiness into a pursuit of meaningful life. So he said that we need to have purpose, and when he described purpose, simply he said we need to serve a higher purpose than what we're doing for ourselves. Every time you go out of your circle, every time you start to do something intentional outside of your circle, that's a great purpose to inspire you. Second one is belonging, and he talked about meaningful relationships, not just some circle of friends. How deep you have circle of meaningful relationships, people who accept you for who you are without trying to please them or trying to blend in them. Third thing, you need to have some sort of experience, transcendence experience, regular one, where you're doing really something that you're enjoying much that it takes you out of time and place. It can be meditation, it can be walking in the nature, it can be your spiritual life, but you need to have that in a consistent way. And the last one, they talked about storytelling. What's your story? It's not who you are or what you do. What's the story that you're living for every day? There is a story. There is a story that tells where I'm coming from, what I'm doing, and where I'm heading. So, ImagoNation is a community where we are focusing not only on the well-being, but how we can help people thrive. When I looked at the demographics of UAE, we have around 11 million of total population with different demographics, and where I found that the underserved were actually the Arabic speakers. When it comes to wellness, there is very, very good material and activities and everything in different languages, in English, but nothing comes purely in Arabic, and considering the cultural inheritance and the way we got raised and the challenges and all of that. So really I wanted to focus on that niche area, and I'm talking about 2.5 million Arab speakers living here in UAE. We're offering three main things: mind, heart, and soul. In Arabic, Istinara, Musharka, Sanad. Istinara is more about a kind of lighthouse. Musharka is more about commune and how can we share together. And Sanad is more about how you can have a support system. This community, as I said, we're targeting between 25 and 55, between the Emiratis and Arab expat community, all diverse on that part from nationalities. The part of why we're targeting the Arabic speakers, again, it's just the starting part, because this is where they are underserved. This represents around 25%. So, Imago, what does it mean, the word Imago? Imago is a Latin word, and it has different meanings between philosophy, psychology, and entomology. So in philosophy, it says that you, as a person, you have a value on your own without having to do anything or being anything. And this value, you are getting it from the Creator. So you have that value. On the psychology part, it represents the image of idols that we look up to. Whenever we try to speak good about someone, we say, wow, he's really a true human. And that's a word really that makes me angry. Whenever we describe someone good, we say he's a true human being. So as if it's something we aspire to be. And the last one is on the entomology. It's more about the transformational part from of the butterfly to its final stage. So it's the transformation piece. So that's why we are calling it ImagoNation. So in simple words, what we do, we offer monthly master classes. We invite subject matter experts from outside UAE, from inside UAE, to talk about our thoughts, our feelings, our relationships in different themes. So if we're talking about meaningful life, season 1, we're talking about meaningful relationships. Season 2, we're talking about meaningful concepts. Season 3, we're talking about meaningful behaviors. and each season is a 1 year. We started last September, so we're almost entering a 1 year. We had 10 different events, workshops. Our average attendance is around 150-ish. We don't have online. However, everything is recorded and offered on YouTube for free. We are non-for-profit, so the goal here is to really reach awareness and grow that community. Everyone is serving there as a volunteer, and we make sure that they have their own job. So this is not a job, because we as people, we really feel when we are served out of real love, or just you're a head count and a person that we need something from, a customer. I always challenge the social media team, we're not a company, and these are not customers. And it's hard really for the social media to understand that part. Community meetups, we understand that we need to build meaningful circles, so we do type of activities that promote expression of feelings and getting to know people on a good level. So we do things about drumming, we do dancing, we do movie nights, we do book clubs, we do family bondings, games boards for families, for the family to really get to know each other really well. We do different activities that bring family and make people really express their feelings. And last but not least, Sanad. So Sanad is a wellness support. These are not doctors. These are what doctors call community peer support. The whole point of Sanad is that doctors say here that most of people who come to them for therapy are actually not facing any mental illnesses. Most of them are facing loneliness, they need to be heard, they need to be seen. That's it. They are struggling to be heard and to be seen. So Sanad, so far we are a team of 17 volunteers who are trained by psychologists to offer compassionate listening. That's it. You get matched with one of our volunteers and you spend up to 3 months on casual meetups. The goal of it is to find someone who's just walking side by side. We don't offer advices, we are not giving any therapeutic services. You're just here to be heard and to be seen. And of course, we offer the kind of sharing groups where we meet on certain topics like grief and loss, like single parenting, like different topics where people come and help each other. All our t-shirts, I love that, it always writes, welcome home. We want people to really feel grounded, because that's most of the reason why people feel an anxiety, especially here. We do lots of volunteer work together. Every month we try to participate in one of our volunteer activity, because we promote the part where you really need to go outside of your circle. It was very important as well to speak business language as needed, because we will need definitely help and funding and all of that. So how we are matching this with different SDGs, the Sustainability Development Goals, so that we help other enterprises who have sustainability goals that they need to fulfill. And the second one, I'm not sure if you saw this or not, but actually UE has a national well-being strategy for 2031. I urge you to look at it because it's amazing. So what we're trying to do is to really land this into action, how we're mapping our activities to this. Our first 6 months, we were doing everything from our pocket. We got really privileged that now American Hospital in Dubai is our sponsor. and they signed with us a whole year of sponsorship to help us really grow. Thank you. They really truly believe in what we're doing for the community, and they want to really help us grow. We finished the first year. We're now in the summer break. Our goals for the next year are two things. First is to have a place where people can really come and crash in, that would have all of these activities that we're talking about. And the second one is to reach out for corporates, to have some sort of B2B approach to help same speakers bring those subject matter experts, translate the well-being strategies in corporates into some tailored approaches there. And we kind of become the aggregator. I'm done. The last thing I want to show you is what our logo means. Our logo is simply two people helping each other. One is helping the other to stand up, and that's what we're trying to do. We hope and we aspire to promote the idea of genuine help for each other, just like what Adam did at the beginning. So thank you so much for your time. I know it's a non-technological thing, however, I hope it was inspiring for all of you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your presentation. We really enjoyed it. I hope you all also enjoyed it. So right now we are at our other session, which is a debate session. And we are very honored here basically to have two very amazing CTOs with us who's going to be debating about a topic, is AI disrupting the law of realities? And so we have, let me introduce to all of you here with your round of applause. Please first welcome Mr. Michael Stattelman, the CTO of Stattelman. And Mr. Mohammed Sarfraz, who is the CTO and co-founder for Data Analytics. So, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Sarfraz. So, how this works basically is that we'll ask the debater for about 2 minutes to present their proposition, and then we're gonna have a cross-examination. Before they start up, let me just get the feel of the room. So we'll just, with a raise of hands, we're gonna have a polling. How many of you think AI is disrupting the law of reality? Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many of you are against that AI is not disrupting the law of reality? Raise your hand. Okay.
What is the law? What do you mean?
Good question. The 5 senses and perception that we basically extract data from, touch.
I stopped smelling after AI.
There are tools now actually for that as well. So yeah, this is basically the raw reality is that, the entire understanding of what we see is real is being disrupted in a sense that we don't know what is real anymore. The fake technology, which is where the gentlemen over here both will be discussing about it. But do you want me to poll it again, or do you know the real law of reality?
Poll again.
Poll again? Okay. How many of you think AI is disrupting law of reality? We've got about 10-15% in the room. And how many of you think it's not disrupting the reality? 5%. Okay, so this is, gentlemen, is your cue. Let's see around it. So first of all, let me give the mic to Professor Sarfraz. Please.
Actually, there are way less people with me. All right, so my name is Mohammed Sarfraz. I'm a CTO, co-founder of Datalytics. Can I introduce my company, or is it just start with the debate?
Debate.
Oh, okay. So guys, we have been doing AI machine learning since 2017, starting with machine learning and then transitioning into this all hype of OpenAI that they have started and killing everyone, honestly. So I'm not against, but I have very different perception or perspective in terms of how AI is being used as a buzzword and a hype that everybody is coming up with ideas and thoughts and the new stuff that even startups, they're calling that, oh, we are an AI company and this and that. So I'm a little bit against of that, because you need to first understand the whole perspective that what AI is actually and how it is going to go and transform, what it will be in the future and what it is today. So my point is that I'm not against, but I think it is not there yet. So that's my starting point, I would say. So of course, if my fellow Mr. Mike is going to say that he is with AI, so I'm actually not. So that's it.
Thank you. Obviously, yeah, my name is Mike Stattelman. I'm the CTO and founder of Falcons AI, and I'm a huge fan of AI. Obviously, been doing AI since true AI. So we kind of need to. I think there needs to be a clarity, like in the room. I see the benefits of Gen AI, but as a practitioner, I don't really consider it like AI, right? So that's why we kind of have this line in the sand in Falcons between Gen AI and real AI, right? And so what I mean by that is, you brought up a point about AI previously. So we got started in probably 2012, 2013, using machine learning for customer churn analysis for banking, right? So that's real AI, right? Computer vision, we have all kinds of computer vision models, weapons detection, all of this stuff. NLP models, advanced NLP models for deception detection. So I get where you're coming from the hype perspective around AI. I think AI is the next great thing. I think quantum is next, but until we get there. But I look at the problem I see with it is path dependence, right? So strange, really strange, goofy story. So if anyone's familiar, you can pull out your phone and look his name up. His name is Vint Cerf. He's basically the creator of the internet, right? TCP, IP stack, all of that. So I had the fortune to meet with him a while back, and he was telling me about some work they were doing with JPL, Jet Propulsion Labs out in California. Does a lot of work with NASA. This is pre-SpaceX madness, whatever. And he was talking to me about path dependence. Can anyone in this room, you can look it up, I don't care, tell me why the space shuttle booster rockets are the size that they are? Anyone?
Yeah, I have a question answered later.
Anyone? That's fine. It's very relevant, right? So the size of the space shuttle booster rockets in 2024 are strictly dependent on the width of the Roman wagon wheels from whatever century that was. Why is that? Because the width of the Roman wagon wheels determined the standard measure for train tracks, which when they had to ship the booster rockets from California all the way to Florida, they had to fit through the tunnels, which were based on the width of the train tracks, which were based on the width of Roman wagon wheels, literally determined the size of booster rockets going into space. Why that's a problem is, you look at the path dependence of AI now, to your point about Gen AI and the hype, I feel like we're falling into that. Everybody's dumping all this money and all the investors and VCs and all these people, oh yeah, we're looking for the next hot thing. When the reality is you're not. You're following path dependence. You're looking for the next hot thing that's a me too. You're not, and that's why I have to give Jamil spectacular amounts of credit for his speech with regards to financing the next big thing, right? If you want to finance the next big thing, you have to take risks and you have to try something that may not be, financially feasible or viable in the near term. And so I tell everyone, we're all familiar with Google's and all this stuff. Google did not have a go-to-market strategy in the beginning. They just, hey, we can do better at search. They got money and boom, 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 and it happened. And Facebook, hey, we can do better than MySpace and this, that, and the other. They didn't necessarily have a, hey, let's monetize now. Let me get you your, whatever X return is. So you could say, woohoo, look at me, I'm with X fund and I grew X, whatever. And even Peter Thiel talks about this. He's what, in the low 3%, and he's like the greatest tech investor of the modern era, right? And even he talks about his hit rate is abysmal. But, so that's my problem. I think AI is great, and I think the hype should be there, and I think it should be pushed even further. But I feel like we're in a space that everybody wants to do a wrapper company and call themselves AI. And what I mean by wrapper company is, oh, well, have an AI company, but we just pipe in an API through OpenAI or Anthropic, or pick your flavor, pick your model, whatever. And I don't agree with that, but I do think there are spectacular things. And I'm in on this before I get your point. So we just recently, at Falcons, we just recently deployed a logo recognition model. Who really cares, right? It's not a big thing, nobody cares. It's UA specific, whatever. You can go on Hugging Face and get it right now, whatever. That's not the point. The point for our engineers was, can you do this and how fast can you do this, right? They did it last night. In about a span, literally going, it was a quick challenge, a little quick internal hackathon, literally going to Google, download some logos, throw them in a folder, boom, boom, run it through a model trainer. I think we used the Google Vit, that's technical. But the point of it is invest in something fantastic, do something fantastic. That's just a logo recognition tool. And they're like, Mike, we've done this stuff. This is like skill level 1, whatever. You don't understand. If you could do a logo recognition model, you could start cataloging all the brands of the poisonous chemicals that are in homes. And you can do a brand recognition model for poisonous chemicals. You put that in some sort of app. We're figuring out the architecture for the app. But we're going to put that in an app for blind people. Because when they're fumbling around in the kitchen, they can have the app that will scan those bottles and containers. And if it's poisonous, give feedback straight to a text to audio gen. Hey, this is poisonous. This isn't the milk. This isn't that. How spectacular is that? Who's going to monetize that? I don't have a single investor saying, AI for good, I'll throw money at that. It's all internally financed by us. We have our corporate clients. So I think AI is spectacular. I think the hype is there. I just think we have to be very path dependent. And I'm sorry I took so long.
Do you have a rebuttal for this, or?
Yes, there has to be a path. Very, very important point. But the thing is, the way we are moving right now, there is no direction. Even the kids in school, how do they do their assignments these days? Like, it's crazy. Like, we were in school as well. We were just studying. And now this goes, oh, there's an assignment. There's a kid here, right? So first of all, like, I'm against these things. I'm not against. There has to be path. Of course, it requires lots of enforcements. It requires lots of supervision, ethical issues. There are lots of issues when it comes to a new generation that is popping up. We have to make sure that this has to be properly regulated. We cannot keep it open-ended. It's a disaster. We have to build the future of the new generation. And if you don't want to follow that, it will be a problem. So when it comes to business, we do B2B. We are doing it very well, right? So when it comes to business use cases, when it comes to solving problem for businesses, whether it's logistics, whether it's brands, whether it's voice, whether it's images, computer vision, we are solving those problems. As long as B2B is concerned, perfect. When it comes to a single person or a kid who is studying in school, who is using ChatGPT for their assignments, that's one example. But of course, lots of other information that is going on, spreading right now, is the misinformation. It's the deep fakes. Like, this is all happening just because of the recent advancements of OpenAI. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not against OpenAI, but they are the, initiators for this all messed up situation.
I am against OpenAI. Well, that's another
All right. So these are my thought processes, and that's how I think it. When it comes to businesses, when it comes to business use cases, perfect makes sense. Machine learning, AI, utilizing even OpenAI and all these different things to fail fast, create different kind of ideas, and then monetize those ideas into a business proposition. Very good. But when it comes to our culture, when it comes to our generations, it's gonna be a disaster unless we have to have a proper rules and regulations. We have to have a proper, ethical considerations and all that. So that's why.
Thank you so much. Right now I'm just gonna have some questions for both of you, and then we're gonna open it for the audience. Firstly, I would not allow you to rebuttal. You will take a little bit more time. Just for the questions is that you talked about AI for good and the people are not investing on it. But how does, with the proposition, if you are Tariq to do that, how does AI supporting the reality that we are living in, which is again already in conflicted stage, cultures are getting conflict, we see people around it in the world, so many disparities are happening. How can AI for good, like you talk about it, is able to implement these good things and scale it towards the masses?
So I do agree that a lot of these problems that Mr. Muhammad brought up are valid, but we've always had these. From a historical perspective, you could say misinformation when they came up with the Gutenberg press, right? Oh, they could rapidly print lies for the king and blah blah blah, this and that and the other. And it's funny. I don't know if I am. I'm probably the oldest person in this room, but so I remember, back when TV's rotting your brain, right? And all of that stuff. So and then now as a father, I've got 8, and as a grandfather now actually, I see that this is just the evolution, right? So we're looking at oh my God, ChatGPT is rotting the kids' brains. ChatGPT is a whole other story. OpenAI is a whole other issue, but from the perspective of these kids are never going to grow up without the internet. Like my son, I'm a 7-year-old, right? And he asked me the other day, like, I feel so sorry for you, Dad. I wish me and you could have grew up together and we would have been best buds. I was like, oh, that's sweet, but why do you say that? And he was like, because you had nothing cool to do when you were growing up. Like, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, slow down, right? It's just the evolution. And I had to get it in my head that as technology continues to evolve, humanity will evolve with it. There's never going to be, anybody predicting any massive solar flares to rock the 7 root servers anytime shortly? Right? So the next generation is never going to experience a day, or let alone, the attention spans are just ridiculously short now, but they're never going to experience a single day without access to the internet, barring obviously anomalous events. Let's just, in the geopolitical space, let's put that out there. So I can't really say that, large language models and these helping, AI assistants and tools are actually rotting the kid's brain. Maybe it's just the way that we use cars, right? If you would have looked a couple years ago, and I'll curve this in a second, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, anybody in this room, if you went to another person and said, watch this, I'm going to control that light from way over here with this little button. Oh, the sorcery, right? You would have been like, oh my God, kill that witch, he's a wizard and blah, blah, blah. That's just the way technology moves, and we as humans have to adapt to it. The other point I wanted to make with regards to, closed source and regulation, that is a disaster waiting to happen. That is, people complain about big tech. Do you really want to give big tech all the power? Start ridiculously regulating these innovations possible. So we talk about cultural laws. That's on you. If you're from a city or a small place or a village and there's some culture and heritage, that's on you as a practitioner, as an intelligent human being who cares about your culture, to start collating and collecting and cataloging these data sets to train these models, to give open source models a wider array of accuracy across different cultures, across different regions. That's how you combat big tech. It's not with regulation.
And to summarize this, I completely understand. There isn't a conversation, debate about that, the importance of technology which has happened to the human for the evolution. The point here is that at this particular day, 2024, June, we are here. And yet we go out, these are founders, they are pushing out their ideas out there. The first instance that they get is be practical. What is it? Make it simple. Make your conversation simple so that I can understand. So these are the things of reality. These are the aspects of how can The whole question is that when we are talking about these AIs, talking about fantasies, talking about all these things, at the end of the day, till today, even though Facebook has about more than 2 billion users, not even 10% of them can even make a Facebook page. That's the reality, right? So the point right now here, the rebuttal that I'm trying to share you is that doesn't it has to be regulated, or not just regulated, but has to be systemized, systematically be able to engage? Why not?
So when you start, here we go again, path dependence. When you start going down regulation, whose regulation? Who's that regulation benefiting? Because what works in this region, and I'll give you a prime example. I mean, obviously everybody here is international. You've been to places that a regulation in one place works spectacularly. It would fall flat on its face anywhere else. I'll give you a prime example. When, what was it, last year? If anyone was here last year when they went from the Sunday through Thursday work week to the Monday, anybody here from the West, what would have happened if they would have tried that in the West? It would have been rioting in the streets. We're not changing anything. You can't make us blah, 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 and businesses and this, and that, and the other. So the regulation worked here because there's a certain level of compliance and understanding here for this specific region under this specific thing. So when you start talking about regulation, whose regulation? Google's? Sam Altman's? Elon Musk's? They're the ones sucking up all this money. So that's my problem with, you say, don't dream big. I tell founders all the time, I don't care, dream bigger. Be better. Do something that's going to change something for the better. I don't care what VCs say, because once again, to Jamil's point, VCs are scared. Oh, well, I need to do. You're either an investor or you're not, and there's an inherent risk in that. So invest in something big that you can look back and say, hey, you know what? This changed X. How much money did Google make off of Transformers? Goose egg. What did Transformers do for the state of AI right now? It enables Datalytics to do what they do. It enables Falcons AI to do what we do. And every other AI founder in here, I promise you, at some level, is using a transformer in your architecture. Google made no money off of that. But that's like Nobel Prize worthy. I literally changed the face of technology. And if your dreams aren't big enough to impact humanity, go home, start a restaurant, go work in investment banking. Tech is dangerous. Tech is crazy, it's scary, it's risky, especially if you want to do something good with it. Do that. You do something big enough, who cares? You can look at your future generations and say, screw the money, I did it for you. That's the problem. Everybody living in Dubai wants the Bentleys and the big houses.
How do you respond to that?
Thank you for the question.
I'm sorry. No, it's okay. This is a debate.
Yeah, of course. See, what Mike is talking about, I understand his perspective. My perspective is, yes, dream big, of course. But a kid, again, like, sorry, I'm just worried about it, right? So that's my point. Like, who's trying to solve a math problem? Go on any of the chat system, just type it. You'll get the solution right away. But before, what we were doing, we were trying to think. It is gonna take away your thinking. That's the problem. That's my problem. I have a tech company, I have an AI company, right? But I'm thinking more on these lines. I'm not thinking about, yes, we use transformers. Of course we use transformers, right? We use all these APIs when it comes to technicalities and all that. But I'm more thinking on a human level. I'm more thinking on a generation level, that how can we actually sort this problem out? Yes, I agree. Cars. We never had cars before, and cars came in. Your distances got shorter. Of course, it was a problem and it was solved. But that was, car is a utility. But AI, using AI and then trying to, do the shortcuts, that is the problem. That's a human problem. It's not a car. It's killing your kids. That's my thought process. So anyways, the point is, yes, there are pros, there are cons, but I see more cons than pros at this stage as of today, the way tech is moving. And then there is another perspective as well. Look at the countries, like they are building, everyone is coming up with their own language models. What a bullshit, honestly. Like, US has started, OpenAI, Google has started, there is another company called Mistral from France, they started another LLM, and companies are pouring money, like billions of dollars. Like, okay, I don't want to say the names of the countries, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So, like, what is the purpose of building these? What value we are getting out of it, right? So,
if I may answer.
I think your first of all, your topic should be cultural values of AI rather than law of reality. Honestly, I still don't understand the topic named law of reality.
I mean, it is a part of the culture, right? Reality, because it comes with traditions, norms, values. People basically find out, okay, how to carry on their life or and pass it on to generations, which has been going on, and then obviously the wisdom is being passed on. So this is where the reality is being extracted from. And I think the question is, which is now I'm going to open it to the audience, I personally feel that it's like a fast food restaurant chain. Once it started, people were like getting onto it. They started getting food on a quickly basis, on a cheap basis. And once it started going on and on and on, and after 20, 30 years, we see issues like obesity, we see issues like many other problems. But at the same time, it also solves the problems of a lot of malnutrition thing, many other things that are involved in it. So this is the thing, I think with AI also, we are facing the similar kind of a thing in a way, that people are not really pushing towards it, to its actual utility and purpose, but because it has other benefits, that is basically providing them shortcuts and way forward in life, and so that they feel it's reality, but it's not. What do you think? Very quickly, so I can go over it.
Once again, I go back to path dependence. You're right, everybody, you're talking about the West, right, and big tech from the West. But see, here's the problem. With path dependence, every other country, to be completely honest, let's just kind of lay it out, right? Every other country is following suit. Oh, ChatGPT is a large language model, so build this. Nobody went multimodal. No other country went multimodal until ChatGPT, Google, blah, 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 all these people did, right? Where was that innovation? You mean to tell me with all the brilliant mental capital in India, they couldn't have come up with, they're doing language, let's do multimodal. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's the path dependence is the problem. It's not necessarily the tech and where it's coming from. It's, they're doing this, me too. So I don't know.
So anybody questions? Yes.
What do you think? I understand, very interesting debate. But how do you think, like, do you think AGI is a real thing? Like,
no, not even close.
Relax, bro.
Yeah, not even 15 years from now. No.
No, but I just want to entertain the thought. Like, for instance, because I think a lot of these things that we're trying to address are still, like you're saying, I agree with that as well, that enabling this education for people and having this access to the knowledge is amazing. But at the same time, shortcuts are bad. But now if this thing is cooked into everything, then it's sort of like, of course, forget about the governance, etc. for a second. But if this is the new way, if this is the new car, then how would that be like?
My argument to that is really simple. How many today, grown-ups, that can actually do calculations, mathematical calculations, or actually look up in a book, how many of today used Google search? Right, just honest.
Yeah, I'm using
Google search every day, all the time, right? That is killing the public library system. But nobody's like, oh my God, we're all getting stupid because nobody goes
But
and
it
uses the
started,
decimal system.
I mean, the conversation just started that it is killing the public library. Wikipedia was one of the things. Wikipedia actually made the entire universities feel like there was a
Universities have a
Protests.
huge problem anyway
Protests
because
against
it's
the
an
Wikipedia.
antiquated system. I get it.
And it was from the
No,
humans.
but listen, understand. Google search is ease to get the information, right? Wikipedia helps you to consolidate the data in one place. It is not killing anything, right? So you
How
want
do
to
you mean
search.
AI killing it?
Sorry?
What do you mean by killing it?
AI is not letting you think as a human.
So your
That's
thing is
what
making
I'm
us-
talking about.
That's why I use
Like,
the public.
it's
That's
it's
literally
not
why I use
letting
the
you
public
think. It
library.
is like, sorry.
That's literally why I use the public library. Once again, so I'm 49, right? When I was coming up, we had anybody here around my age understand the Dewey Decimal System, right? Where you go to the library, have to look up the numbers, and then go look on the thing, right? Google did not kill that. It just made it easier that we don't have to use old tools. So when new tools come along, why not take advantage of the utility? Are there potential harms? Dude, you can take a butter knife and stab somebody with it, or you can butter toast. I mean, I agree with you. There
I mean,
are
the
dangers,
easy,
but
you see, the life of easy is very interesting. I mean, in a way that, how the word easy is also being construed in different realities. How easy do you want the life of a
Very.
human being?
Very.
Then what is the struggle of a person in life?
very. We talked about this in our last interview, actually. So think about it like this. I'm not a fan of UBI, Universal Basic Income, or anything like that. But where do great things happen? Great things happen just beyond the layer of need, right? So if all your basic needs are taken care of, you have people like me, like Muhammad, like yourself, that can actually go and take a risk and start a business and go and help other people and do great things. If we're constantly working for the man or whoever and this, that, and the other, and we're at this level of struggle, we're never going to achieve anything great. So easy, yes, easy to get above the fray just enough that you can have the time and space and resources to have all of this collective information at your fingertips to say, hey, you know what? I can actually use a low-code or no-code platform and put my idea from my brain literally into the digital space in one evening. Think about that. That was never before possible in history. Are there downsides? Absolutely. There's downsides to everything. But the fear-mongering, and I use that word specifically because we have a fear-mongering model that it actually analyzes text for instances of fear-mongering, free on Hugging Space. But the fear-mongering, it's a commonly used tool to kind of, oh, don't do this, oh, stay away from this because change, blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. Literally today, by any legitimate metric, we are better off as people, as a society, holistically. Now, are there pockets of horrible problems?
I mean, there's a debate around it also. I mean, if you really think about it, that today as human species, we are better.
Far better.
Are you really serious? I mean, compared to just roam or look around the region. So we are, I mean,
but
this
you're
is
talking
collective.
about, you're talking
This-
about relative
No, but it is
comparison.
all connected. Human beings cannot be seen as departments. We are basically seen as human beings collectively. So AI, for good. Anyhow, this is a conversation for others.
Our modes of hurting people are digitized. Another way of thinking.
So my question is, why
Please.
are we blaming AI?
Sorry?
Why
Thank
are we
you.
blaming AI?
What? Sorry? Come again?
Please. He said, why are we blaming AI?
No, we are not blaming AI. We are basically saying that this AI, I mean, it's the same debate in guns in USA. That if the guns kills people or not, then it's the same conversation.
Look,
if you have a tool to kill somebody.
Or not, I think technology is going to keep on evolving.
Technology is a super meme.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Today, AI has caught the imagination of the people. I think, a year back, virtual reality caught the imagination of the people. And a year forward, some other thing will catch the imagination of the people. So the challenge is not the technology. I think it's the ability to capture the imagination of the people that matters. Today, ChatGPT has
But
got
who
it.
corrects that? Who corrects that challenge? Please,
I think-
madam,
Look,
you were saying something.
If you want to capture the imagination of the people, you need to have the resources to basically build a brand for yourself. If you don't have the ability to build a brand, whoever has the ability to build the brand wins.
And this is what the discussion that he was saying around it, that brand building is critical thinking for a person to come about. If that is the struggle itself, he doesn't go through it and find AI to get the answer quickly. This is what is debate. Anyhow, what's your question?
I'm actually thinking, should it be focused on, because the fear is of AI is because we almost don't know what's going to come. So should the focus not be teaching kids, as you're referring to, adaptability? Because we don't know what's coming, but by teaching kids and people to be adaptable,
Yes.
because then they will be able to have the skill set to attack whatever comes. But AI is just a tool, as Instagram was just a tool. And in the beginning, we all feared it. We were like, you know, we're going to lose our personal touch and speaking to people. I think, like, but almost how it started with Mina, we need to not let AI overtake us. We still need to interact as humans and have close societies and join these groups, because then we're not going to lose our humanness. But AI is just a tool. And I think, so we need to shift the focus to stay human. Yeah.
Just think of it, how much information a person is consuming every day on the mobile device. And that information, you don't know whether that is a misinformation or a disinformation. This is also another challenge, right? So that is killing you. Sorry?
No one knows.
Sorry? No one knows, right?
Who's wrong information.
Yes.
But is
Right,
is it by choice or by selection?
But that is the
that's why-
second
that's why-
question.
that's
That
what
is
I'm
the
saying.
second question. The first
Governance is gonna solve the problem. When you talked about helping kids, letting them learn through AI as a tool, yes, can be done, but it has to be governed properly, right? You cannot let the who lets dogs out kind of a situation.
I got you.
So when you talk about this, every tool of mass propaganda, AI is also a tool of mass propaganda. I think that's what I said. The people who have the resources to basically dominate the space, they will also always use it for whatever ways they want to use it for. I think mass propaganda has always been like radios. Radios were used for mass propaganda. TVs were used, internet is used, Instagram is used. AI will also be used for mass propaganda. I think you cannot escape it.
You know about Noam Chomsky, right?
Huh?
Noam Chomsky.
Who knows Noam Chomsky and who cares about
talks
it?
about the education system as a propaganda.
Come again?
Education system is a propaganda.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
There isn't any limit to it. Anyhow, there's a gentleman over there, very young. You want to say something, please?
Well, it's a bit maybe devil's advocate here for AI, but couldn't it be especially for deep fakes, and they're probably going to be increasing in their strength in being able to emulate what actually happens in real life. So
Always
we're going to be losing touch with what is real, in terms, like the title said, that we're losing contact with what can be real or fake online. So it's a great tool, but it can also be used as a tool for misinformation or swaying, for example, politics and almost brainwashing. Or
I mean, the
Absolutely.
elections
But
were
like
results were being
the lady
actually
just said, that's why it's important to have those human level groups and human connections. It's important to say, hey, get off your device, go outside and play. Like I said, my kids, oh, you're old, oh my God, how did you manage? Dude, we went outside, we played in the creek, we rode our bikes, we had fun, we got skinned up, we knew our friends. So get out, go, have what's the little challenge where they have where everybody comes and puts their phone down on the table? Do you do that with your friends? Where you go put your phone on the table and whoever picks up their phone first pays the check? Right, that's spectacular, right? Actually have human level encounters, and yes, deep fakes. But like you said, misinformation's always been a problem. You think fraud isn't a problem in the art world now? Right? Art, right now. Fakes all over, counterfeiting, fakes all over. Like this is just what he said, is it a tool problem or is it a human problem? These problems that you spoke to, we're not better off as a society. We are better off as a society, even at the lowest levels. And I don't want to venture into certain topics, but the fact that we can now witness what's happening around the world in real time tells you that we're better off now. We have video footage of what's happening in real time at the lowest levels of society. That's an exponential jump higher.
The only yardstick that I use this phrase that we are not better as a human species today, water. which is the most available resource on this planet, we have to buy for it. And in this world, in this city, in this city, sorry?
Go and drink it for free. Do not buy.
Choice. Thank you.
I will go and drink for free.
I love this audience. This is a great audience. You guys are spectacular. You guys are spectacular.
No, but I just say
Stop
that.
reading this
But
somewhere.
this is a collective
Stop
thing.
it. I don't know how this started.
If you're in Dubai, you turn on the tap.
Yeah, and then afterwards get sick for 3
In
days.
Dubai?
Yeah, exactly. Please, yes, go for it.
Where are you living?
Yes.
Places like South Korea, water is free. So
Yeah, yeah,
Singapore is free.
Yeah, and
Singapore.
what I do is if I don't want to pay for water because I don't like paying for water, I bring my bottle to the restaurant and I have it. So that's a choice. Because I mean, world wars happened how many years ago? Before any technology, and that was how the humanity was behaving. And still, wars are happening now. So if we don't change how we think, we're gonna hack whatever we want. We're gonna have movies without paying Netflix. Like there's always another way. So we can't really regulate it. It's about how we behave and how we think. I think.
How many of you know the term sharing economy?
Yeah, everyone.
How many of you have seen sharing economy getting implemented in any of the country? You know that this is the point I'm trying to share you is that as a human civilization, why we are the technologies has put up there not just on this planet amazingly, but on this universe. But what Mohammed is actually trying to say is that with the proper systemized way of integrating the technology towards human needs, we can then all go together. Right now, it is the survival for the fittest. Whoever runs fast is who is basically surviving.
You answered it. I think
But
someone
there
was
is-
fittest is
Please, Salim.
There is very important point here to respond to this, that don't you think that by having an AI available tool, that also can give a fair chance for everyone?
The removal of bias.
And so I'm speaking about me, myself. I'm from a village in Egypt, so education level is very low. The way I see it right now, a tool like AI can give a very fair chance to so many people to do a great business. So it's actually the other way around, can help so many people to actually have a fair chance between the fittest and the
I understand what you're saying, but internet when came in, like Mohammed was also like, internet when came in, people were very hopeful that information can be, be accessed to the public. Then when social media came in, people were a bit more hopeful that it will become, useful. A lot of businesses were helped. Now, with internet and with social media, we now see the biggest powerful democratic countries have gone into chaos, turmoil. Completely turmoil. But this is the point right now, right?
How many stories throughout history? So, how many stories throughout history has people risen up and overthrown their government and revolutions happened in France, in wherever it happens? That's like there it is. It's a human level problem. Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you. I want to add one thing. After 10 years of reading many books, personal development, running one of the biggest success pages in the world, sharing more than 10,000 quotes, I learned one very important thing. In life, by the way, I agree with yours perspective, very powerful. In life, everything in life you can use and you can abuse.
Yeah.
And everything that comes to your mind, water, drink 4 liters right now, you're gonna die.
Yep.
4 liters. Because your blood gets too thin.
Yep.
So everything you can use and abuse. So I don't think AI is the danger. It's what the gentleman earlier said. It's the regulations. How are we going to protect?
Question is not AI is dangerous or not. Question is not this. Sugar is more dangerous than AI. But I understand that. Right? This is not the question here. The question is how much of AI is actually disrupting our reality. This is the way that how can we go forward. So are we living in a dreams world in real life, and how are we, when we will get wake up?
So I'll tell you that AI itself, right? The businesses themselves are not the problem, it's the financing behind it. So How do you curtail greed and steer that into charity? That's the problem. It goes back to exactly what you said, exactly what they're saying. It's a human level issue. And AI it's just like guns and cars and tanks and helicopters and boats. They've all been turned into weapons.
But Michael, question is this: how can the AI for good in all this thing can help us take decisions which is good for collective and masses?
That's why I said I'm a super fan of the founders. I'm a super fan of the founders. Anybody that's building anything.
And you know what is going to say today, ChatGPT? Copyright it, please.
No, that's why I'm a fan of the founders. Anybody that's building anything that can have direct human level benefit, aka the blind person product recognition, things like that. We have Precise AG. It's a poultry health app, free to farmers. Take a picture, determine if your chicken's sick or healthy. So stuff like that. But this stuff is not getting financed. I have not a single person has knocked on my door and said, hey, excuse my terminology, that's some hot whatever. We want to invest in that because we see the good that you're doing. Everybody eats chicken. Let's make sure we keep chicken at sustainable prices. Nobody. So it's the founders.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Start using open source models.
Boom, yes.
Right? So don't use other these like.
So you're basically just against Apple?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Open source model will help you if you are developers. There are developers here.
It is the largest,
founders
most
here.
biggest company in the world right now.
You guys have to use those for, let's say, for education. Build an app, build a product, use an open source models, and train based on the data that you have collected.
Yep.
That will help you to build the best with the, first of all, with the highest accuracy,
yes,
best outcome, and no hallucinations, no bullshit from other these big companies. You don't have to pay anything, of course. But the thing is, that will be more controlled environment,
yep,
and that's where you can give better results.
Yep.
And now this is controlled. So my first point when I started was the regulations and all that stuff. So this is now controlled. This is under your control. You're building a math learning application, or you're building a like science or anything. You have to make sure that you take care of these things. It's very important.
We have a question, ma'am.
In the blue shirt.
In the blue shirt. No? Yeah.
It was not a question really. It was just something that he now mentioned, to say we need to use open source.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're using open source, like what he said, regulation is not a solution to this. It's us human beings.
He's on our side.
Yeah, he's now on our side. And it now means that as human beings, we need to put more into accountability as human beings, and how we are using the tools that are at our disposal, because we can use them and abuse them, but we can't blame the tool for how we are using it and what we're using it
How
for.
can we incentivize self-accountability?
You can't.
You can't.
It's
You
the
can't.
person.
There's
That's
always
the
a way
thing.
around it.
Sorry?
There's always a way around it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the person.
It's the
It's
necessity.
the intentionality of the
It's the
person.
necessity.
Yes.
I think once you are basically being brought into that, yes, please. Before I get
Just an intervention, because the debate is very like polarized. It's like a either or, but the truth is that it's not really black and white. So tools, of course, are not to be responsible for the use that people have of the tool, but there are also safety mechanisms. For example, when if you buy a knife, let's say in a supermarket, it's dangerous. You can cut meat or you can kill somebody, but if at least there is something that allows the knife not to be inadvertently dangerous, it's good. It's good for the kids. So there's always a notion of preventing harm that we can inject. So it's not either or, and I will be more kind of refined in the answers, right?
I'm so glad you said that.
One thing also on the regulations, because there is a big debate now, of course, the new regulation in California that are currently going through the legislation, and that creates a lot of stifling of the innovation. And you mentioned that it might be at the end the big players who win, because they'll be the one also to influence the regulation more than the small players. So we need to walk probably a thin line between over-regulating and not regulating. But I don't believe in not regulating at all. There should be a minimum of regulation, I would say.
One second, right quick. I agree with you, but knives and hammers are not regulated. There's not a single regulation on the books about a hammer. Now, what you do with the hammer constitutes the crime. That's what I'm saying. If you use AI to do X, yes, that needs to be in the law books, but you can't stop the development of bigger and better hammers because somebody may build a home or smack their neighbor in the head with it. Like, I don't, that rationale still
So
doesn't.
there is awareness. So a hammer is obviously a hammer, obviously a knife. AI is not obviously what it looks like, and that's a bit why education, awareness, and ensuring that members of the public that might not be aware of that at least are aware of what could be the impact and the effect. Not over-regulating, at least providing more information, transparency. All those elements are things that needs to be anyway discussed, but it's not black and white.
Like you said,
Like I have a point. See, unlike other models, AI has a very good feedback loop. Like meaning to say, earlier you go and search in Google, the result will come. But when it comes to AI, you can always give feedback to AI. Like meaning to say, if you find an answer not good, you can correct AI, and you can tell this is very woke, is not appreciable. So as an individual, you have some better agency when it comes to AI compared to other forms of technology.
Can I ask you a question on that? You talked about feedback loop, it's amazing, you're right. But that feedback loop also needs to be gathered, what kind of data that the feedback loop is giving back to you. So the teachers, for example, when the students used to ask questions from the teachers, right? It's a feedback loop. Even if a student is, or the kid is asking questions from his parents, it's a feedback loop, or in a society. How?
I think what I'm saying is we are in the beginning stages of this AI evolution, where we are just getting started. As this technology matures, more and more people are going to demand their right to educate AI as much as AI educating them. This is going to happen. When I ask ChatGPT for something, when it says something that I find it very hard to fathom, I tell you're too woke, or you're not up to the mark. You have to learn something new. When you give the feedback, next time I ask the same question, I get a different answer. So it's the technology itself is evolving. I find it much more receptive to feedback than any other person available.
Yes. I tell you one thing in my experience of AI. I started using AI from not just from ChatGPT but very long time ago. But it's the questions. The only thing that we as humans can engage with good to AI is how good of a question are we asking with AI. And the quality of the questions, if you see it around it, is not so much. And so what you talk about educating the AI is the same way we've been educating the kids for the last 50 years from Harvard, Princeton, and Cambridge, and look at what has got to us.
Wherever you go, if you don't have critical thinking, I think you're not going to get anywhere.
Thank you. And that's the reality. And that's the reality, isn't it?
But is that not the reality of humanity? Everybody doesn't express critical thinking.
Okay, that's another.
So this new way of questioning AI is called prompt engineering. How good your prompt is, that's how you're gonna get the answers, right? That's one part. Second part is when we talk about these large language models, we're talking about OpenAI and all that. I have two thoughts. One is ethical large language model, and one is called unethical large language. That's how I call them. What is ethical is how the data is sourced, how that model was trained.
Who's ethics?
Brother. It's my thought. Maybe I'm wrong, but my thought. And look how these models were built, where the data was sourced. Anyone knows? All over the internet.
Open web, right?
Your Facebook page, all that data is actually used to train those models. It's a black box. No one knows. Today you are questioning. You said that. You ask a question. You get answer number one, and next time you ask the same question, you'll get the different answer, right? So this is, I feel this is not the.
What I'm saying is there is a progression. I think as this technology matures and takes progress, because I think what AI has done, especially this chat form of GPT has done, is actually has given a lot of control to individuals. I feel that it has given a lot of control to individuals, like you said. Where whatever form of technology, whatever its evolution, the most important thing is whether human beings retain their critical thinking or not. Because most technologies make you go into the default mode. It gives you the comfort, it makes you go into the default mode. But there's nothing wrong with that. But as an individual, whether you retain critical thinking or not, that matters.
One last thing. So you're talking about censored and uncensored models, right? So I don't know what the general consensus in the room here is. I'm 1,000,000% for uncensored models. Here's why. Our highest performing model on Hugging Face is our NSFW image content identification model. Do you know where I generated the horrific images? On an uncensored model. To train that model to then look at social media feeds, corporate emails, whatever, and actually identify NSFW content. So, this is my problem with regulation and who's censoring and who's ethics. You can use a bad thing for good. You can use a gun to hunt for food or whatever the case may be. You can use certain poisons to kill weeds in order so your crops will grow. So I know I'm not with this narrative that, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm now responsible use, but once again, like the young lady said, like you've been saying, and just like the gentleman over here with the personal improvement, it's all on the human being. And for the eternity of humanity, nobody has been able to control the vices and virtues, thank God, of a human being. So that's what we're left with. It's just a tool.
Yeah, yes, please, quick.
I go back on the question of transparency because you were asking the question about what do we know about the data training the models, and you mentioned that the model would be better if you train it on uncensored data.
Correct.
Again, it's about also educating and in the transparency so that also people will not be in a situation where they think they use a tool that is on one purpose and then misleading them on something else. So I think that if we look at the tool, if you look at the tool, we can always have a bad use, but at the same time, sometimes people will use a tool without knowing it can be dangerous, and that's the awareness.
Creativity is again also being construed as manipulation. I mean, at the end of the day, creativity is manipulating things around it. So anyhow, it's a very great discussion. Thank you so much for your guys. We really enjoyed this presentation. And,
my point, one more question.
One more thing.
I'm not
we get it, you're not against AI.
Against AI, but just remember, it's a progression, as the guy said. It will be a progression, it will take time. And then you asked about AGI. Just, it's going to take a lot of time to get to that level. But building, right now, I think the main benefits are building business use cases. It's very, very important. Startups can use it, like with the open source models, build some great things. But just, I was just worried about the future. That's it.
Your
The
last
kids,
point?
That's all. So yeah, like
gloves off, go founders.
Yeah,
Screw finance, do what you need to do to make the world better, push tech forward. That's the only way to actually grow and build anything. Everybody's worried about big tech. Everybody here got an Android or Apple phone, right? Me too. I mean, mine's Asus ROG, but why? Because we all got pigeonholed. Because they bought up and crushed Nokia, and oh, look at the app stores. And they bought YouTube, and it goes on, and Facebook bought WhatsApp. That's how it happens. So you want to prevent that? Go big. You may not have the money, you may not have the financing, but like I said, I'm a true #1 cheerleading fan of founders. Yes, it's difficult, but so's that summer body, right? Go to the gym, do what you need to do, and build your business.
Thank you
summer
so
body.
much. Great. I'm not going to have a quote. I think we all have got our own way. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, Nagy.